Today I'm going to be making some really fun mini apple pies. I've got some homemade pie dough. I do have a recipe. I'll put a link to that at the end of this recipe. Some apples. I'm using Macintosh today. You're going to need a couple of cookie cutters, and I have a cinnamon sugar mixture in here. That's half a cup of granulated white sugar and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. So I'm just going to get down some all-purpose flour. Get my pie dough. And then I'm just going to roll this out. So when you're rolling it out, don't forget to turn your pie dough, rotate it as you're going. Once you have it nicely rolled out and it's nice and thin, we're ready to cut out our little shapes for our cupcake tin / muffin tin. Got my little cutout here, and I'll just grab my dough and I'll just put it like that and then just get them right in there. So if you want them small, coming up about 3/4 of the way, you can use, a size that is just slightly larger than the hole there, or I'll use a larger one even just to show you the difference. We'll just get that on. That one there is slightly larger. I guess I'll go with that one. And when you're cutting out, you want to make sure that you're cutting out, keep your little cookie cutter, as close to the other cutouts as possible so that you can maximize the dough. Okay, because if you're cutting all around like this, you're not going to get many, then you've got to re-roll. So I'll get another one done. And this, by the way, was one disc from a 2-disc recipe that I made. So the link that you see at the end of this video, it actually makes 2 of these discs. And that's enough for a large pie, a 9 or 10-inch pie. So for the bottom, and then the other one would be for the top. The other disc would be for the top. And one more. And that's good, just like that. So on to our next step. So now what I'm going to do to make this really easy, I'm going to take my apples, I'm going to peel them, and then I'm just going to chop them up into little squares, and then we're going to fill each one of these little, pockets. So that's the next step. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back in a second. Okay, so I have cut up some nice apples, and I'm just going to get all of those into each one, making this really simple. I could take my sugar cinnamon mixture and mix them in with the apples, but I'm going really simple today. Show you how fast you can make these on the fly. So just fill these up with as many little apple pieces as you like. And I cut up here, this is 3 apples. Okay, that looks great, just like that. So I have some cinnamon sugar mix here, and I'm just going to get that right in there. You can put a little bit or a lot, whatever suits your fancy. See how simple this is? And you can also take a little, dab of butter and just pop it on the middle of each one. Today I'm not doing that, but you can do that as well. And then what I did was, while the camera was off, I just cut out a few more circles, just slightly smaller than the larger one. So this is the large one that I used. That's the smaller one. Okay, and I cut out little circles. I'm going to take a piping tip here, and I'm just going to make a little hole in the middle of each one. And then we're just going to take that and put that on the top. Just go around like that. And these little pieces, you can just simply take them and put them onto each one if you want, or just leave them off. There's one more. You don't have to do this little circle. You can do any kind of pattern that you'd like. And right onto there. Now I am going to be using a little bit of an egg wash today, and I suggest that you use it as well because it will brown them up and make them look a lot nicer. Now, to seal the edge, you can just push them down like that, or you can use a fork So just grab the back of your fork and you can just give a little push. So basically what you're doing here is you're pushing the top dough into the bottom dough. Okay, and then our egg wash. So an egg wash, simply an egg, a whole egg I'm using, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of water to this. So there's my 1 tablespoon of water, and I'll mix this up. So you can omit the water, you can put in milk, or what you can do is just mix the egg up just like that. Some people will just use the yolk. So separate the white from the yolk and then just use the yolk, or take the yolk and add a little bit of water or milk to that as well. So I've got a silicone brush here, and I'm just going to go around and just dab all of the tops of our beautiful little apple pies. And then our last one. And never throw away your egg wash. You can just simply zap that in your microwave and you've got yourself, you know, a little omelet. You can put that on a piece of toast or in a hamburger bun. That's good too. And for our last step, I'm just going to put a little bit of granulated white sugar. This is just regular sugar on the top. You usually see me using raw sugar or turbinado sugar, but today I'll just go a little differently here. Just a little bit of regular sugar. So this is granulated sugar. And that's perfect, just like that. And I'm going to pop these into a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven. So off to the oven, and I'll come back and I'll tell you exactly how long I baked them, and I'll come back and show you the final product. Alright, I'm back, and my beautiful mini apple pies baked for a total of 35 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So these are extremely hot right now. I'm just going to let them cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to remove them from the mold. So you just want to take your knife and go around each one just to loosen it, and then get your knife underneath and just pull them right out just like that. Oh, those are so nice. And I wish you could smell this, it just smells amazing. So I'll whip through these and I'll come back in a second. Alright, I just took them all out, and what we'll do is we'll just cut into one. So we'll just cut into this and I'll show you what it looks like inside. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good in the kitchen. So there we have it. Really, really simple mini apple pies. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Oh, that's really good.